Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me today. We're going to be doing part two of sharing our stories about losing babies. Okay, so if you have a story to share with us, you're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. You are more than welcome to go watch part one of this series, because apparently now it's going to be a series. We're going to talk about that in a while. But yeah, welcome to the family. Let's talk about our journeys, our different journeys, our struggles of losing babies, and how we are coping, and how we are doing with all of that. Hi. Oh, I see. It's bye bye. Hi guys. Ooh, sorry, just give me a second. I apologize. Hi Lindo Bushe. Lindo Bushe, how are you doing, my love?
I'm good.
I'm also doing great. Are you here to share your story with us?
No, I don't have story. I'm just following you, Jay.
Oh,
The topic.
you're just following the topic.
Mm.
Okay, there's a possibility that if we have a lot more people who are going to be coming in sharing their stories, we might have to kick you out so that we can create space. Because last time we had a long list of people who wanted to share their stories, but we didn't have enough time, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much, my love. Okay, so if you are one of the people that were here last week, was it last week? When was it? It was on Thursday, right? If you were here on Thursday and you couldn't get to share your story, just one ground rule, guys. When you come in, just mute yourself so that you can only speak when it's now time for you to speak, to avoid all the background noise and all that stuff, okay? But anyway, Asa.
Hi.
Hi, Sisi. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Sisi?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Were you here
Okay,
last
let
week
me try and
Thursday?
get on my headphone because I don't have them right now, but I do have a story to share.
Okay.
Just a second.
Okay, honey, no problem. Okay, guys, thank you so much for those who are only joining in now. If you don't know what we are here for today, we are doing part two of sharing our stories, our struggles, our healing journeys in terms of us losing the babies that we once had. And this story is not limited to you just losing a baby that was already alive and kicking. Even if you had an ectopic pregnancy, if you had lost a miscarriage, if you had a stillborn, if your baby was already born, and just the journey of losing a baby, how you cope with that, how you healing from that, and how you're doing today, and how many years later, what has been your coping mechanism, and being able to learn from other people. You're more than welcome to just sit in if you have a story but you don't want to share today, but you just want to learn how other people are doing this whole healing thing. You're more than welcome to join in. And also I would like to emphasize that you go and watch part one, because that live also will change your life. Okay. Yeah, Asa, you are back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes. Welcome.
Okay. Okay. I'll mix both Zulu and English.
No problem, my love.
It was 2014.
Yeah.
I was pregnant with my first child. I was only 22 years old. I was on my 8th month. I just started my 8th month. So during the pregnancy, I had no complications at all. I was okay. I was doing good. And the doctor was very happy with me. Everything was good. But the last week of the 7th month, I went to the doctor and he did a scan. So when he was doing a scan, he realized that he told me that the water in the womb, it's getting finished, or I'm losing water there. So there's not a lot of water in the fetus. So he told me I need to relax, because I did ask, okay, so if that's the case, what am I supposed to do? And then he told me that I need to relax, I need to stop stressing, so I need to be on bed rest. I was like, oh, okay. And unfortunately, when he told me that, because usually, since it was my first baby, I would, after the doctor's consultation, I would Google whatever he told me.
Yeah.
On the findings of the entire process.
Yeah.
I would Google, but on that day, I was like, no, I'm not gonna Google anything because the journey has been smooth and we are good.
Yeah.
And then I went home. It was on a Tuesday. The following Tuesday, in the morning when I woke up, I started feeling some pains. But I was like, no, they're just minor pains. So
Yeah.
maybe it's nothing to stress about. And maybe the baby was changing the position.
Yeah.
It was in the morning. I bathed, and then after bathing, I felt really, really hungry. I asked my cousin to make me food. He made me 4 slices of bread. I ate 4 slices of bread. I wanted another 4 slices of bread. I ate another 4 slices of bread again. And then after eating, I still wanted more food. I was like, what is happening? Why am I so hungry? Because I didn't have appetite at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is happening? After that, when I tried to stand up, I couldn't. But then I was uncomfortable now seated. I stood up. I tried to walk. I couldn't walk. Like I didn't understand what was happening, but I had a back pain, like a severe back pain. My abdomen, like, didn't want to work. Like, it was very, very painful. So I wanted to go and lie down in my bed because I thought maybe it's because in the morning, me and my cousin had woken up and washed the windows.
Yeah.
So when I entered in my bedroom, blood came rushing out. Like, I saw blood in my legs. And then I quickly called my cousin. He came, and then he went to call my neighbor because it was just the two of us in the house. Called my neighbor. So when my neighbor, the lady came, she asked me, how many months am I? I told her, I'm only 8 months. I just started my 8th month. She was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
The baby is not going to survive just like that. And I didn't know what to say or do. It was my first child. It was not something I was expected. For my husband, it was his first child, and he was so expecting the child. And like, we were so excited for the baby.
Yeah.
My father came, took me to the clinic. They called the ambulance. We waited for like 2 to 3 hours for the ambulance to come. But they told me that if I felt the urge to push, I should push. But in my mind, I was like, I've seen in the TVs, in the movies, that before you give birth, they usually put 2 fingers to check how many centimeters are you, what. And I was like, no, they haven't done anything like that, so I'm not going to push. So when the ambulance came, I was starting to get unconscious because I had lost too much blood. I was taken to, not even a nearby hospital, I was taken to the hospital that the nearby hospital would usually take you if there are complications or if they can't attend to your case. So it was a hospital that was much further from where I stayed. So I went there, and immediately when I came, they said straight to theater because chances of both of us surviving are very slim. So they had to operate right away. Unfortunately, when they said that another person was going to theater because they only had one theater operating that time.
Yeah.
So I had to wait, and during that waiting period, my baby was slowly dying inside. And unfortunately, by the time they took me to the theater, already I couldn't make sense of what was happening. I had oxygen, so most of the things they were saying, for me, they were blurry. I couldn't understand properly what was happening. So I just signed the consent because I didn't want to sign the consent. I wanted my husband to sign the consent. But in that situation, I had to somehow, because I had to be rushed to theater. I signed and I went in. When I came out, when they were done with me, apparently I was supposed to wake up an hour later, of which it didn't happen. And I woke up 3 hours later, and they were very much scared because they didn't understand what was happening. They had to send my family away. They just said, we'll call you if anything happens. So they let my family go. And, excuse me. When I woke up, I went to theater at 6. I think when I woke up, it was around 12. When I gained consciousness, it was around 12. And immediately, I wanted to speak to my husband. I wanted to speak to my aunt, who are the one who I came with to the hospital. They told me that they had left because it was getting late and the travel was long. So I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Maybe like 30 minutes later, wait, baby. 30 minutes later, two nurses came and they told me that I delivered a baby boy, but unfortunately, he was stillborn. At that moment, I'm not gonna lie, baby, wait. At that moment, I didn't understand what was going on. And for me, it was like, it can't be. And I left. Oh no, sorry. When they told me, I couldn't understand what was happening. And then I asked to see my baby. And the sad part was, and when they bought the baby, my baby was covered in a brown cover. It was a brown cover, and then a plastic bag on top. Like I think they stapled the baby with the brown cover, and then they put a plastic, like your garbage bag, but it's a white one, the clear one.
Okay.
And he was so big. He weighed 3.84 something. And then at that moment, the doctors came because I had brought my clinic card, my findings from the doctor. So they asked me if I do want to lay charges to the doctor because they said my doctor, my gynecologist, was the one that at fault because immediately when he realized that I was losing water, he was supposed to book me straight to the hospital so that I could have an immediate C-section and they take out the baby because chances of surviving for the baby was very slim. So I had to give birth that time when he realized that I had no water. And in that confusing situation or time, for me, I felt like, sorry, Swaleka? Yes. I felt like if it can't bring back my baby, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Then it's fine. I'm not gonna press any charges. I'm not gonna do anything. It's okay. At that time, I felt like that. But after hearing so many cases of the same dogs, who was my gynecologist, same cases of negligence, I felt so stupid of why I didn't press charges against him because it shows that he's not competent. Or maybe it could be that it was my fate and my baby's fate. Or maybe it was my unfortunate situation, but how come he has so many similar situations? And for me, that just screams negligence and incompetence. It was very, very hard because in that moment when I was in theater, they also gave me before I could even go to theater, like how I told you that I was starting to get unconscious. Sorry, just a second.
No worries. Hi everyone, for those who are only joining in now and asking what is the topic at hand, today we are speaking about losing a baby, just sharing information on the journey and hoping that it will help other people heal from the same thing if you have been through the similar thing. And yeah, we have a part 1 that we did on Thursday. It's available on YouTube, and this is our part 2. And should there be a need for us to do more parts of this, we will do that. We'll discuss that at the end of the live. But today we are still with Asa for now. She's like sharing her own story, and we have other people who are still waiting on the panel who are still going to share their stories. So if you are only joining in now and you would like to share your story, you're more than welcome to do that. I saw some people on the comment section saying that it's still so fresh and they're still traumatized and they're crying as they're typing. So you don't have to request if you're in that state. You can just watch and see other people's stories, and hopefully that will help you with your journey of healing from the loss of your own baby. Okay, Asa, you may proceed, my love.
All right. In that moment when I was supposed to be taken to the theater, They also gave me a form to sign to say if there's any damage to my womb, they take it out.
Whew.
I was not in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
But I did sign it because it was for my own good, and I was very young. I had no idea what was happening, so I did sign it. But I I think at the back of my mind, I just prayed that my womb was not damaged. And then I came out. They bought my baby. After seeing my baby, I asked to stay with him. They gave me, but I think because they didn't want me to get too attached and they had to take him back to the mortuary. They took him, like, even tears could not come out because
Yeah, he
for
was too
me he
shocked.
looked so peaceful, and it was like he was gonna open his eyes. He was so big. And nothing, like, there were no signs that something was wrong, that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then after that, then I was transferred to the hospital that is near me.
Yeah.
The hardest part was being in the hospital, being with the mothers who had their babies. The most traumatic experience of my life. At night, the babies are crying. I was next to the nursery. The babies would cry at night. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I would be given an injection so that I would sleep. I would have a proper sleep at night because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
But in those 3 days, the doctors couldn't do anything. Like, they couldn't give me medication because when they would come during the day, I would still be asleep and I would still be drowsy. So on the third day, the doctor did say, no, we shouldn't give her. Like, at least let's get a counselor so that she can give her some counseling on how to deal with the situation, because we can't keep on giving her drugs because during the day we can't help her with anything. The medication we are giving her, we're giving it to her while she's not even aware that we are giving her medication. So it's not okay. But and then the doctor did advise that before we can try for another baby with my husband, at least I can wait for 3 years. Because chances of losing the baby, if we tried at that time, chances of the baby surviving and myself as well were very slim. So we had to wait, and then, yeah.
And how was life during the whole waiting period?
Oh, it was not easy at all. I'm not gonna lie. Telkom was having those adverts of babies singing on TV. So every time I watched the TV, it was like I kept on being reminded about my baby, because I don't know if you remember those adverts from Telkom of the babies. They would come, and every after 2 minutes those adverts would pop up on the TV, and it was not easy at all. It was not easy at all, and most of the time I cried. And with my in-laws as well, it was not the easiest time. I think with the elders, sometimes they don't understand, because I think the things that are happening now with us, they are not same as with them. I think things previously they were easy. They used to give birth at home. They had no complications as much as we have complications right now. So I think they didn't understand, because I remember this one time my granny-in-law asked me, why are you taking so long to have a baby? Because the baby died 2 years ago. And I could tell that it was not coming from a good place, the way she asked the question, but I didn't understand, because as a woman, you should understand better that such thing happens. And when I think I explained it to her in a better way, that me and my husband decided that we're gonna take the doctor's advice, that we rather spend time with each other, happy and healthy, that before we can even try for a baby. Because yes, we did wait for 3 years to try for another baby, and then after 3 years, God blessed us with a son. So
And how was the journey? How was the journey of you carrying your son? Like, were you scared? How was it compared to the first pregnancy?
I was I was. I think with my first pregnancy, you do know that society, there's this thing with our society that if you're pregnant women, they are fast, they are crying babies, and they complain of pains even if there's nothing. Like
Yeah.
they have this thing that pregnant women, they are cry babies, and they would complain about everything and anything. So with my first child, I never complained, even if I had pains. Like I'd be like, maybe it's a small thing. But with my second baby, and unfortunately, my second pregnancy and my third pregnancy, they were high risk pregnancies. I was in and out of hospital. 1 week I'm in hospital, 1 week I'm out. The following week I'm in back to hospital. So I gave birth to my second born at 34 weeks and my third born at 33 weeks because my body couldn't handle carrying them for
Full time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and I'm so glad that through it all, you have a supportive family. Because I believe that for me right now, I always say this, that if I were to have a baby right now, I don't even know what the heck I would do, because with my two kids, my ex-husband was very supportive together with his family, and I also had high risk pregnancies. All my three pregnancies were high risk. I was in and out of hospital a lot, and I feel like doing all of that and knowing that there's already a baby that you have lost, it's such a blessing to have people that are going to support you,
Yeah.
because it's not easy. Some people are doing this and they're going through all of this alone. And I see that some people here on the comment section who are busy saying they're not ready to share their story yet, but I'm praying and I'm hoping that the story that you just shared with us right now is going to strengthen somebody and comfort somebody in the comment section, and anybody else who's going to be watching the story afterwards. Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you so much for having me. It's not an easy journey, but I think with trusting God as well, it helps. The support I got from my family, the support I got from my husband, whom we understood and shared the same pain. I think it's the one that strengthened me and helped me to get through the loss of our baby. And thank you so much for this. I think I really needed it because, yes, time to time I do share it, but I think every other woman who's been through this journey and can't talk about it, talking really helps.
Yeah, and I feel like it's gonna be so fulfilling to know that when you are sharing like this right now, it's not like you sharing with a friend, but it's you sharing with a lot of people who also need comforting, and to know that you would have changed a lot of people's lives just by sharing this. I think this is amazing. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
So much bless you too.
All right, my darling. I am not so sure about our sequence as to who is going next. I think it's Zaza. Is it Zaza Oliphant?
Yes, hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you? Just give me a second, Zaza. My people are really making a whole lot of noise there. Let me just be a party pooper and tell them to keep it down a little bit, okay? And these are adults, by the way. Hello, adults in this house. You are making noise. I'm live. You guys mind lowering it down a little bit? Hello. My brother, I'm wondering what basically I'm no wonder these ladies are ungovernable. I'm gonna keep it down, my sister. Hey, England daughter. Yes, fam. Yeah. Yo, boys are delicious, that's for sure. Hi, Bo. People are laughing like their lungs out because of boys. I apologize for that. We may proceed, Zaza.
I gave birth on the 17th of June. I gave birth on 27 weeks.
Yeah.
Going to 28.
Yeah.
So, it was just an ordinary day. I was just sitting at home. Then I started feeling pains and I went to the hospital. When I got there, I delivered my baby girl. So she was still in NICU. So she was staying there, and on the 4th day they said she had jaundice, and I was like, oh, okay, jaundice really, it's gonna take 3 days or 4 days. She's gonna be fine. After that, when she was 1 week, I got a call, but umntwana akanagazi, so she must get a donor ukuthi bamnikeze igazi. So I signed a consent and they gave her the blood. That's when the problem started. On the 2nd week, they told me that she has an infection called Opimani. It's a new infection, so they're going to start antibiotics and I should sign a consent. I did sign a consent, and it took 10 to 11 days for the antibiotic to work.
Mm.
And then she started getting like better.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the third week, she was a bit better. I was also happy that, sure, my baby is fine. She's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Then last week, she started, her skin started peeling. Like she was in so much pain.
Mm.
And
Zaza, I'm losing you there, my love. I'm losing you. I lost you for like a minute there. Zaza?
Okay, they told me that the skin peeling. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, my love.
They told me that the skin peeling, they don't know what causes it. And I was very stressed. They told me they're gonna take blood tests, and I kept on waiting for the blood test to come. It was like they were postponing. Then on Sunday, when I went back, it was worse. The skin was peeling like everywhere, especially on the chest. It was even starting to smell.
What was starting to smell?
The problem with my baby was
What was
the
starting?
skin. It was peeling off,
Okay.
and it was now smelling. So I asked what the problem was. They told me that they're still waiting for the dermatologist to come because they don't know what's causing it. And in most cases, the kids are reacting to the medication that they give them. But mine, the medication that causes that, in my child, they don't give her that medication. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I waited again. On Monday, I got a call in the afternoon to come with the dad at the hospital. When we got there, they told me that my baby had another infection called sepsis, and she's not gonna make it. They don't think she's gonna make it. So they've tried everything they can, but they will continue giving her the medication. They can't take her to ICU because she's still too small.
So she was out of the neonatal ICU.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then the very same Monday on the 11th of July, I got a call at 9 p.m. to tell me and my baby daddy to come to the hospital. Apparently, on our way there, my baby died. So when we got there, the doctor, when she told us, I already knew what was happening.
Yeah.
So,
How long ago is this, Sissy?
it happened last week.
Oh my gosh. And was this your first baby?
No, it was my second.
It's your second baby.
Yeah.
And how has it been with the older baby, you being able to share what has happened, or have you not shared already yet?
Okay. With my older baby, because she's 7, because she asked, Mommy, why is the baby not coming home after giving birth? I told her that, no, the baby's still in hospital. She understood. She was like, why can't I see her? I'm like, no, you'll go and see her when the time is right.
Yeah.
Then, okay, fine. When the baby passed on, I said to her, Jesus decided to take the baby back because you have to grow up. So once the baby is your age, he's going to bring her back so you can play with her. But she knew that I was lying because I found her the next morning. She was in her room praying. I asked her, why are you praying? She told me that, Mama, I'm praying for the baby. I saw you last night and you were crying. So I know that there's something wrong with the baby because you've been crying since last week.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, there's something wrong with the baby. I don't think she's going to come home. Jesus said he's not going to bring her back. But she's preparing a place for us so that me, you, and Daddy can come. So, it's been very hard. I can't sleep. For me, in order for me to sleep, I have to drink alcohol because in the afternoon I'm okay, but when it's at night, everything comes back.
Yeah.
And it's so hard not having people to talk to, because when you like try to talk to other people, you will feel like you're becoming a burden to them.
Yeah, you feel like people are getting tired of hearing your same story over and over
Yeah.
again. You know what, my sister, ne? First of all, you know what, my heart goes out to you, and also being able to share while it's still so fresh and raw. I mean, if anybody has lost a baby here, I lost a baby, and mine was like 9 months old. And when you're talking about neonatal ICU and going in and out of the hospital and being called to be told that the baby is late, I can relate. And this for me happened when 10 years ago. But I can feel the pain that you are feeling right now because I've been through the same thing. But what I would love for you to do right now is to stick around, so that you hear other people's stories who have lost their babies like a long time ago, so that you understand their own journeys of healing. I hope you watched part one. If you didn't watch part one, please go and watch part one, because that also will comfort you a lot, because in as much as it's not going to make your pain disappear, but it will make you at least get some courage as you are hearing other people's stories on how they actually coped with the pain. And I can't say that it's going to disappear, because it's not going to disappear, but I love the fact that you are allowing yourself to grieve, because that is the most important thing. That a lot of us, we deprive ourselves the opportunity to grieve our babies, and that is one of the reasons why we take forever before we can even go visit their graves, have other babies, do things, and just open up. And I would just like to say to you, my sister, the journey that you have taken, like you have embarked on right now, to just open up and let your wound heal openly, this is the best decision that you have made for yourself. And it may not be like an overnight thing, but definitely each day, if you're gonna take each day as it comes. And I feel like in everybody's cycle, ne, we all have maybe one or two people that we know. I mean, I always, like I say this all the time, that I always warn my friends, when I'm going through something. I know even throughout my divorce process, I would always say to them, listen guys, I'm going to bother you. I'm gonna share with you the same story until you are tired. Because I'm that person that every time when something is not right with me, I share. I speak about it until it leaves my system, okay? So I would love to encourage you to say, find somebody, warn them in advance and tell them, or listen, if it's your mom, if it's your sister, if it's your cousin, even that one person that you know what, this person is already tired of hearing my stories. Tell them and say, listen, for as long as I'm not okay, would you allow me? Are you okay with me just sharing with you until I'm okay? And also, if you do have means, I would strongly suggest that you go for therapy, and also watch videos like on YouTube, just healing from the loss of a baby. These that we are doing right now, we are making content to be readily available for those who have already lost the babies. And unfortunately, because we can't say we are looking forward to people losing babies, but from time to time people are going to lose babies, and they're probably going to need something like this to get their healing and get their comfort. And I would love for you to get your healing wholeheartedly without limiting yourself. And one thing that you need to do for you not to limit yourself is to share without feeling the guilt of saying, oh, I'm oversharing, oh, people are tired of me. Let them be tired of you. There's a reason why you have your inner cycle. That inner cycle, let them be tired of you. Share your story all the time, and just read, and just, oh my gosh, you know what, my heart is so heavy right now, because this thing of yours is just so fresh and it's new. But one day at a time, I believe that you will be okay. Okay.
No, but based on the way Ipin, she was in so much pain on her last days. So a part of me is relieved that at least she's no longer in pain.
Yeah.
Because it was so hurtful seeing my daughter lying there, and there was nothing I can do to take the pain away.
Yeah.
And as for the dad, it's so hard for him, but that men don't love sharing how they feel.
Yeah.
He's trying by all means to be strong for me, but also for him it's very hard. It's so hard for him. I can tell by the way he is. I don't think it's gonna be the same again. It's just so hard.
The thing is, a lot of us expect things to just go back to normal. This is your new normal, my love. You understand what I'm saying? Your new normal includes or involves a scar that came because of the loss of a baby. So that means that you're normal for the rest of your life. This is part of your story. So I believe that you and your husband will rediscover a new normal that will work for you guys, that will comfort you, and you will get your healing and be able to live under these new normal circumstances, And I would just love to say to you, Sisi Hori, try to also give him the support, you know, in as much as he can't talk. Men are also feeling pain. He was the father of the baby, and he was really looking forward to having a baby here, you know. So I believe that he's also feeling pain as much as you are feeling pain. And I know that in as much as he's trying to be strong for you, maybe sometimes you might not even, you know, consider having a heart-to-heart with him, just so that he can also be okay. But whenever you feel like you have regained your strength, also speak to him and try to be there for him, and as much as he's also being there for you, because he really also needs to get this healing the same way that you will be getting your healing. So the one thing that will always, you know, be best is when you guys are broken together and you are crying together and you are speaking together and you are trying to get your healing together. If you are praying, people, you pray together. Somebody shared here last week that they wrote a letter to their late baby to say the pain that I have felt and all of that. Dear so and so, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm feeling. I'm angry, I'm this, I'm that. That's also one thing that would be so beautiful for you to do. And if you guys can do it together with your husband and your daughter as well, to say, okay, let's each one of us, let's write our letters to our baby that didn't make it, and do whatever it takes for you guys to get your healing, not just for you but for your husband and your daughter as well. So you just do whatever it takes for you to get your healing, and make sure that you move together as a pack. You don't leave other people behind with scars while you are getting your healing, because I feel like it's very important for all of you to heal as a unit, as a family.
And I would also like to say to mothers who might be in the same situation or a similar situation as mine, when they say they want a donor to donate their blood, I would advise that they ask the doctors to take the blood from them, because in my case, the blood is what caused my baby to be in that situation. I didn't know that we had an option of donating the blood to the baby. I was not aware. They never explained it to me.
Yeah.
So I would also advise them to also, because the other, when on the autopsy there's written 3 infections and I was only aware of 1. I wasn't told of the other 2, and I never signed any consent of them to give her antibiotics for the other 2. So I would also ask them that whenever they go to see their baby, they should ask to see the file of the child, because that was one of the mistakes that I made, not asking to see the file of my child.
Yeah.
Because now I don't know what was the problem. They also don't know what's happened to the baby or what killed the baby. But as I do the researches of the names of the things that are written on the autopsy, I see that the fault was theirs. Even though they might not admit it, they tried to cover it up.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of taking legal action against them, because they never explained the other 2 infections. I was not aware of them. I was made aware on when she was dead that no, mama, your child had 3 infections. So please, whenever you are in a situation like mine, please just read the files and see what's happening in your baby, because that's where I made a mistake.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much for sharing. I believe that this awareness is actually going to help a lot of us, and it's not only applicable to newborn babies as well. It's applicable to any member of your family that could need blood donation or any other thing, to say look and read through these things and make sure that you understand whatever it is that they're giving your family member, so that tomorrow you don't have to be in a situation where you are regretting. Because you know what, the biggest fear that I have for you, Zazane, is that I don't want, maybe after a year, for you to be beating yourself up about this, to say I should have, you know, because if it was the time for the baby to go, like you were explaining to your daughter, to your older daughter, to say Jesus first, the baby, then maybe if it was not even one of the 2 infections, it could have been the main infection that made the baby to pass away. But even if you had not given them the baby blood, or if maybe none of you was a match in terms of the blood, if the baby was going to pass, then there was nothing you could have done to save the baby. So I need you to just because I can sense it. It's coming from a mile away. I know that right now we are speaking it's more like it's an awareness type of thing, né? But as the weeks and the months are going by, you might get to a point where you feel like, okay, maybe I need to be blaming myself for some of the things that happened to the baby, and I need you to be aware of it now, to say, should it happen that you blame yourself, you need to always come back to this live and understand that, listen, if it was the time for the baby to be late, it was time for the baby to be late.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
sharing your
much.
story with us, my
Thank
love.
you so much.
You are in our prayers, and I wish you nothing but healing together with your husband and your daughter. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mama.
You're welcome, honey. Who do we have next, guys? Please help me because I can't keep track of our people. Who do we have next? Um,
I think it's Miss T.
yeah, Miss T. Thank you so much, Santo. Miss T.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing, honey?
Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, sir.
I'm also good.
Oh, yeah. So I lost my baby around 6 to 7 years ago. He was a stillborn. Nothing was wrong. So usually you go like when it's your coming to your last term, you go like you go. How must I say? They send you to the clinic, especially when you are high risk, because my blood pressure was not okay.
Yeah.
So on early the March, I went to check. The baby was fine. I was supposed to give birth on the 15th of April. Then my granny came and I'm like, Mama, something doesn't feel right. Like the kicking is not, it's not the way it was before. So I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then she advised me to go to the clinic. And then I was like, okay, fine, I will go next week. Then I will go. But the movement was still there. But it was not that movement, it was supposed to be. And as a first time mom, you thought like, okay, fine, no, it's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I went to the clinic on this day, and when I got there, they told me, no, I must go to the hospital so that the doctors can check for the heartbeat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I went to check. I went to the hospital, and then the doctor checked, and the doctor told me that he doesn't find the heartbeat. He doesn't find the heartbeat. So I don't know, like, and the worst part was at that time I was alone because 5 months before I have to give birth, the father of the baby died in a car accident.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then the doctor told me I must go to the maternity ward to book me in because they're gonna give me pains and then I have to give birth like normal birth. So I stayed in the hospital. I think like they give the pains and then around at night early in the morning and then around at night I had two of my friends that was there, Shane. They were there with me. They came and they were there and I had to give birth. I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. The weight was 3.4 and at that time I was so scared because I was like, Mara God, like how can you allow this? Because and I told myself his name is gonna be Tumelo because it is fate that brought me this far. Like having him is a blessing because I already lost the father, you understand? So now this sometimes you think that you build and then you listen to people's stories only to realize that it brings back so much pain, really.
And how have you been over the years? Have you been able to move on with your life and be able to have other babies?
I am blessed with a beautiful daughter. Yeah, so I have one daughter after him. I have another daughter, and I didn't enjoy my pregnancy because I was so scared. Like I was so scared. I did not have any rest because that fear that was there. I was like, anything can happen. I am so scared, Father God. I am so scared. But by the grace of God, I gave birth to a beautiful baby daughter. So
Oh man. And do you have any like triggers when the baby's birthday comes or during the time when you had the baby, and how are you able to deal with all of that?
like when the birthday is there, but when is the birthday, I'm telling myself like, oh, this child was gonna be this old now. This child was gonna be this old now. So yeah, there is triggers. Like sometimes you get people you know that can relate with your story, and then you can just encourage them. You can just be there for them because you were there once. You know how it felt. You understand. So yeah.
Oh man. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Miss T. I wish you more healing as the years are going by, and I hope that your story comforts somebody and gives somebody hope that they will also have more kids and they will be stronger. Because like for you, I feel like it's so painful because it's double the pain. You lose the father of the baby while you're still pregnant, and as you're thinking the baby will comfort you, then you lose the baby as well. It can only be God that you were able to make it through all of that, because honestly speaking, oh my gosh, you know what, I don't know what I don't know what would have happened to me if I were to face the same thing. But I believe that you are here, you are a living testimony, and you are here because when you share your story you will change somebody's life. And you know what, I wish you nothing but all the best.
I thank you very much. It really it has been God all along. It was God that kept me, like really. When I look back now and I see photos that remind me about that time, my eyes were so red I couldn't sleep. Like I couldn't sleep. Like I could not. My eyes were so red. Like if I check now, I was telling my granny the other day. I told her like, I never thought that the color of my eyes will come back to normal again, because my eyes was like that for months, because that pain, you know, carrying a child for 9 months and the excitement that comes with it.
Yeah.
And you are looking forward, you bought all these clothes, you made all these plans, and then just suddenly, and the most painful thing is that you gave birth like any other person gave birth, but unfortunately, it was to a stillborn.
Yeah.
But yeah, God is a God of restoration. That's all I can say, because He have restored. Yeah, there is that triggering moments like you think you are fine.
Yeah. But that is just
Then
part of
something
it.
happened, then it takes you back to where you were. You understand? Then you are like, I told her. So some people say that time heals, but for myself, I don't think time heals. I think we just accept to live with it.
Yeah.
Because when that moment comes whereby you feel trigger, you are back like where you were yesterday.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is for you to be able to
Yeah,
acknowledge
thank
and
you for the
embrace.
platform.
Thank you so much, my love. I really appreciate you sharing your
Yes,
story with
and
us.
the support system, sorry, and the support system also, like, I have the best people. I am so blessed with the people I have in my life, because if it was not for them, really, I don't know where I was going to be. I don't know if I was still going to be, like, really, they really supported me up until now. Like, they are the best people. I'm blessed to have the support system, like, seriously. Because I went, the clinic, they send you to, I don't know if it's a psychologist or something. So along the way, I had to find my own way to deal with it. I took time to come to town to avoid people, you understand? And when I eventually came to town, I had to tell people, no, this and this and this and this happened, this and this and this. So I found this other lady, and the same thing happened to her. So what comforted me, or what comforted us, that we share the same pain, we could relate, and we would hug and we would cry together, because she...
Yeah. To the people who are really supporting, are there for you. And I just, you know what, because you are so blessed, you are so blessed, because I believe that with everything that you have faced and having those people supporting you, it's the best gift ever. It is the best gift ever. Thank you so much. I see the comments are coming through from YouTube as well. Thank you for sharing your story. It's going to change somebody's life. You just saved their life right now by sharing your story. And God bless you for that.
I think people you don't know, people
And
that
also,
won't judge you, like people that it's like they really feel what you are going through, because there's so much people. When I go through the comments, I can see there's so much people that can relate, but we don't have that platform to share that pain, to share that.
Yeah, no, man, we thank God. This is such a blessing. What a time to be alive. This is a beautiful time to be alive, where God just gives us the grace to gather together and just share and heal together. You know, this is all God. Thank you so much, my love.
I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you very much.
Okay, and who do
Okay.
we have next? Guys, I see the comments. I appreciate every single comment, the comforting comments that are coming through. I believe the people who are on the panel are also seeing the comments, and I appreciate every single one of them. Thank you so much. God bless you. Who do we have next, my darling?
Is very, very different to all the mummies that have actually spoken so far.
Yeah.
I lost a 16-year-old last year, September the 10th, due to a car accident.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been an easy journey, I won't lie. It hasn't been easy at all because I've got to learn this child. I've got to understand this child. She was my best friend. She was, my confidant. She was my everything. And one minute she's there and the next she's gone, Saturday, fun day at school. It was actually an open day. So I dropped her off in the morning at school and I went to work because we had an event at work.
Yeah.
So she sent me a message at about 3 o'clock and said, Mommy, I'm done. And I said to her, okay, let me ask Daddy how far he is. And Daddy's like, no, don't worry, I'll pick her up. And she sent me another message. Mommy, are you coming? And I said, no, Daddy is coming. Hang in there, Daddy will be there. And she called me with a friend's phone and like, Mommy, there's only 2 of us left now and everybody has gone. Where's Daddy? And I said, okay, let me call Daddy. I'll call you back. And then I call my husband, says, no, I'm at the gate. Daughter to say he's already there, And while I'm at work, because a month before we lost my mother-in-law, who is my husband's mother. So every weekend we would go to, we were going to the Val. So he was driving with his car with my son and my daughter, and I was driving with when I hit son, and I'm like, should I answer, should I not? It's a lady. Hi, I'm okay. Do you know offense? And I'm like, which offense? There's a lot of offenses. No offense. He says he stays in Boxburg. His surname is Leboko. And I'm like, yeah, that's my son. Yeah, I'm with him here. He was involved in an accident. I'm like, it's impossible. Where's his father? Where's his sister? He can't be alone. She says, no, they are here. And I'm like, can I speak to my husband? She says, you can't. Yo, hi, guys. I can't. Ganjani. Where's my husband? No, you can't speak to him right now. Okay, give my daughter the phone. You also can't speak with her. I'm like, why can I not speak with them? No, just come. I'm like, where are you? No, R59. Okay, R59 where? She describes it. I'm like, okay, I know exactly where that is. By the grace of God, I don't know how I got from Southgate to where they were. I was driving, I think, 260.
Sure.
And to my luck, all the robots were opening. I was not stopped by any robot. And the little one is sleeping in the back seat. And I'm like, thank you, Lord, she's sleeping because I don't want her nagging at the same time. So I drive, I get there. And first thing I say is, where are my kids? This lady says, no, I'm the one that called you. Your son is in an ambulance. I'm like, where's my husband and daughter? And funny enough, I go straight to the ambulance, but I pass my husband. He's laying on the floor. I didn't see him. I passed him. And then I go to the ambulance. I see my son is sitting there. And I'm like, hello, boy, are you okay? He says, Mommy, I'm fine. I'm like, where's your sister? He says, no, she's up there, somewhere on the bush. I jump quickly to go see my daughter. And then I jump to see my daughter. When I get there, she's gagging. She's like, she wants to talk. And I'm like, Mommy's here, Mommy's here. Don't worry. And she wants to talk back and say, but she can't, she's, Then the paramedics were like, no, please leave. And I said, no, I leave my. He grabbed me, like he took me away from there. Then only clicked, okay, my husband. I'm also laying there.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. I'm trying to talk to him. He's responding. And I'm like, Lord, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? And they said, okay, go speak to your son. I think they were trying to distract me.
Yeah, 'cause
so
your
that I
son
don't
was
see
okay.
what happens with my son, with my daughter and husband. Then this one paramedic said, okay, I'm going to have to airlift your daughter because she's badly injured. And I'm like, anything to save her life. Do what it takes. I need my baby girl. And this paramedic says to me, okay, fine. Let's just see if the helicopter is nearby. Only to find by that time they said that to me, they couldn't find her heartbeat. Then the other paramedic comes to me and says, ma'am, we've lost the heartbeat. Not the one that told me about airlifting. We've lost the heartbeat. I kneeled in the road, like on the road. I kneeled down and I prayed. And I said, Lord, I will do anything you ask of me. Anything. I'll give it all up. Just save her life. Save my baby girl's life. And another guy came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, ma'am, we found a pulse. And I said, thank you, Lord. They said, before anything goes bad, let's rush her to the hospital.
Yeah.
We can't even wait for the helicopter. We'll take her to the nearest one. And then they drove. And I'm left now with my son and husband. My husband doesn't want to put in a drip. He wants his daughter. He's awake now. He's like, where's my child? Where's my child? And I keep telling him, no, your children are fine. Just allow them to work on you. No, I need to see he can't even get up. His neck is just stiff. Everything is just stiff. And they eventually get him to cooperate and put a drip on him and rush him also to the hospital. And my little boy, by the grace of God, had no scratch, nothing. Nothing whatever. And I sat there because now I need to wait for the insurance people to take the bakkie.
Yeah.
And I can't drive. I'm shaking. So this lady that called me says to me, Alson, you can't drive like this. Can my husband drive your car? I will come our car behind you.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm throwing up. I'm having my period at that moment. I am a mess. Like, I am a mess because I am shaking.
Yeah.
And I keep asking God, please, whatever you do, save their lives. And we get to the hospital. When we get to the hospital, because we were going to the Val, I had clothes in my car.
Yeah.
I took some clothes and I went and changed. And then while we're sitting there, I go see my husband, I go see my son. They're still attending to them. My daughter is locked up somewhere. I'm not allowed to go see her. And I keep asking the sister, what is going on? Please give me an update. And the sister is like, no, ma'am, your child is a fighter. They're working on her. She's going to be okay. Okay, I trust her, And I said, can I please see her and speak to her? Maybe she hears my voice. She will fight even harder.
Yeah.
The sister's like, don't worry. Just calm down. Go check your son. I'm checking my son. My son is fine. He's laying there. But obviously they needed to double check if everything is okay with him.
From time to time.
And he's just, he looks okay. My husband can't move his neck. They're also checking him and they said, no, they need to take them both for CT scans. So I'm signing off papers. I don't even know what papers I was signing, but I was just signing away. I think we sat there for like an hour, man. And this nurse comes and calls me and says, the doctor wants to see you. And a part of me said, he's going to tell me your daughter's fine. And another part of me said, what if she's not okay?
Yeah.
And I get into that room. I see my baby girl laying in the table with pipes and things all over. And the doctor said, ma'am, I'm really sorry. We could not save her. The damage was too much. And I actually argued with the doctor and I said, she's breathing. I can see she's breathing.
Yeah.
The doctor said, no, ma'am, she's not. I said, she is breathing. Look at her. I even called her name, Humu, baby, Humu. My child was gone.
Yeah.
She was gone. Just like that. And a part of me felt guilty because she asked me to fetch her.
Oh, Jehovah.
And I said, don't worry, I'll ask Daddy. And Daddy fetched her and this happened. Now, what if I fetched her? Would this happen? You know? Operation. Your husband is bleeding on the head. And I said, do what you have. 2 weeks. So we had to hold the funeral until he was out. So you can just imagine, every morning I wake up, go to the hospital, sort out funeral things. I'm alone. Yes, family is there, but you're literally alone. Because the person that you're supposed to be crying with is in hospital. He's
And
not
you have
there
to
to
keep it
help me
together for
plan
him.
this funeral. You know, this is his child as well, you know. And having to tell him when he wakes up that we've lost our daughter was another thing. And they managed to release him the Saturday. Walk. He could barely speak. Doing matric this year. There's a whole lot of triggers. A lot. There's matric farewells. There's like exams. There's everything, you know. The school that she attended. I have it here at home. But I must say, there's a lot of triggers.
Yeah.
Her friends call me, checking up on me. Hi, mommy, how are you? And I know they mean well.
Yeah, and also
But-
for them, they're feeling something, so they feel like maybe if they speak to you, they will get a piece of her.
True.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't been easy. It's been the tough 10 months of my life. And honestly speaking, I thank God for my son's life. Because this little man has been my strength from day one. He's always been there. I had to fight so I can live for him.
Yeah.
I had to be strong so that I can live for him.
Yeah.
And you need to understand that for my husband, it's twice as hard. Because he was driving.
Whatever. So the guilt.
He was driving and he feels guilty
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
And he found ways to cope, but those ways are not good.
Yeah.
Not for his health.
Yeah.
Not for our marriage.
Yeah.
But we're still here and fighting. We're still here giving it our best because we have a son who depends on mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
We have a son that needs his mom healthy and right state of mind.
Yeah.
And you'd get people who send you messages and say, you are so strong.
Yeah.
Not knowing what I'm fighting every night. You know?
Each passing day
I was
is a
put on
fight.
antidepressants. Yes. I was put on antidepressants. I've stopped them because they make me numb. I don't deal with my emotions properly.
Yeah.
But I told the doctor, no, I don't want to be this person. I want to deal with my pain. I want to heal properly. I don't want to skip any stages by taking antidepressants.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I was saying when I started that my story is a bit different because a lot of people have shared about newborns, stillborns, and all that.
Yeah.
I lost a friend because she has become my best friend. There were a lot of things we were doing together now. You know, wherever I went, I took her with me. If Habi doesn't want to go anywhere, I took her with me because she was now my best friend.
Yeah.
And now she's gone, you know? And I'm currently talking to you guys. I'm sitting in her room, you know? And there's comfort somewhere, but there's also a lot of pain, you know? There's a lot of pain. And I try.
Yeah.
I try on a daily basis to deal with this as best as I can. But losing a child, you don't even wish it to your worst enemy because the pain is unbearable. It cuts you. You lose a piece of yourself. You lose a whole lot of things in you. And when you walk out there, you put on a brave face and everybody thinks, yo, this woman is strong.
And every second thing triggers you. Some people don't even know how to talk, their remarks. Sometimes you just
But she says to me, why don't you family delete all our photos so that you can heal properly?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but those are memories.
Yeah.
How do I delete memories of my child?
Yeah.
How do I get rid of my child as if she never existed?
The person who is advising you that, can
Because
they relate? Can they relate?
they can't, because they've never lost the child. They've never lost the child. So, guys, to all the mothers in here that have lost children, we will be okay one day. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, it might not be next year, 10 years, 15 years, but we will be okay. And the other thing that gives me comfort is that we are all going that route. So we will meet again.
Yeah.
You know, we will be reunited with our children.
Yeah.
And may we continue to be strong for the children that are living. You know, we need to be strong for our children that are living. We can't neglect them because we've lost the other kids. So thank you so much for listening to my story. Even though it brought a lot of emotions, I promised myself I'm not going to cry.
Listen.
But here I am sniffing my way out.
Look at me.
But
Look at
yeah.
me trying to keep it together, you know, because I can relate so much, because I also lost my daughter in a car accident, and like literally oh sis, you know what, you will be okay. This is the new normal for you. You know, you literally have to tell the story of the pain of losing a baby for the rest of your life now. And you being able to take it one day at a vision for you to just keep going. And I thank God for him. And I'm such a pray together. And I believe that this season of your life is going to bring you and your family together, your husband, your son, so that you guys can heal together. And I pray that God opens doors and ways for you guys to find comfort and healing in one another, instead of everybody healing in that different corner. Because I know how it's like to blame yourself for the loss of your baby. I remember me and my ex-husband, who was my husband then, you know, at some point when we fight, he would ask me, do you blame me for the loss of our baby? You know, because you know, those things come up all the time. Because when I lost my daughter, I was the one who was driving, but I was driving his sister's car, and I gave him my car, you know. And it was a matter of, had you been driving your own car, maybe you would not have had an accident and all that stuff. And I, on the other hand, I'm blaming myself, because like if I couldn't even save my own child, then who is in a better position to do that? It's a lot. It's a lot of emotion. It's a long journey, but each day, one day at a time. So you sharing your story was like such a big trigger for me, because half of the things that you're talking about, I know running around, shivering, throwing up in an accident scene, seeing your child just dying piece by piece. I know that, Sissy. I'm not saying I'm saying I know that, and I'm here now. Okay, so I if there's anything I can offer you, it's just a piece of me, to say, look at me, and how I'm just keeping it moving, and how God is using my platform to get other people to get their healing as well, to say, if God could do it for me, he can do it for you too.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And thank you so much for the words of comfort. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for sharing
And
your
we
story,
hope that
Sissy.
God will keep us united going forward. I mean, we've survived 10 months together, and we are trying to go stronger and stronger. But it's only the grace of God. We couldn't have done it by ourselves.
Amen.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my story again. And you know what? I feel a little bit lighter, actually.
Yeah,
You know, I
it's
feel
always-
a bit lighter because I've said it the way I wanted to say it, you know, and hoping for better days, praying for better days.
And another thing that you can do for yourself, Sissine, maybe after this live, you can go and just screen record the part where you were speaking from my YouTube channel, and then you can keep that for whenever you want to remind yourself of your emotions, of where you are and the progress that you've made and whatnot. So I feel like this could really also work for you, because remember, you are trying your level best to use it's a trial and error method. You are using whatever resource that you have in front of you for you to get your healing.
No,
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that.
Oh,
I'll
man.
definitely do that.
Praying with you, we are all praying with you, and hey. Whew. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to end it here. Yo, guys, this is too much for me. It's a lot. We're going to have to end it here for tonight. Somebody had suggested that we make it a series instead of us just saying, okay, this is part 2 of the story, this is part 3 of the story. Let's make it a series where we come together and we share our journey, you know, the things that have caused us pain, like this, like losing a baby, losing any family member through death, and let's get our healing one day at a time. So for today, I feel like this is going to be it. Let's make this this is my suggestion. You guys will comment and you will tell me what you think about it. As a lot of people were saying, let's make it a series instead of it being a part 1, part 2. I'm thinking Sunday afternoons from 5. Let's do it again on Sunday at 5. Those who are in agreement with me, maybe will respond with a white heart. Just show me a white heart if you're in agreement with me that next week Sunday we can just do it again. And for those who have not shared their stories, they will share on Sunday, because I see the line is long. I had like 7 people on the waiting line, and unfortunately we have to end the live because I have to be somewhere. But I would love for everybody to share their stories, so we can continue sharing next week Sunday, same time as today, which is 5 o'clock. And yeah, let's go get our healing one day at a time. Thank you so much. I'm seeing the response. I'm seeing the white hearts. Yeah, so for today we're gonna have to end it here, guys. Thank you so much. For those who have missed some parts of the live, you're more than welcome to hop over on YouTube and watch the full live, and yeah, binge watch on the other ones as we did last week. I'm going to combine all these things and just put them under one folder, one playlist, which is going to be so much easy for everybody to actually get to when they want to, you know, get their healing on losing anybody that they have in their life. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining in. I really love you and I appreciate you. Until we're gonna meet on Thursday for our regular programming, but for this specific series, let's do it Sunday afternoon, because I feel like Sunday afternoons are the best, because we're already in the mode of worship and prayer, you know. So I feel like it's gonna be a comforting time for us to actually just pray for one another and comfort one another. So yeah, let's do it Sunday. And please don't forget, for those who have not yet purchased their tickets for 2nd Annual Women's Conference, we're still doing it this year. Polokwane edition is going to be on the 25th of August 2023 at Library Gardens in Polokwane, and the Pretoria edition is going to be on the 12th of August 2023 at Dr. Dio Inner City Center, that is in Pretoria. So yeah, let's see each other there. Let's meet again on Thursday. I'm going to open a WhatsApp group. I've asked my PA to do a WhatsApp group where it's going to be a Madam Speaker community, so that whatever that we want to share, because there are people that usually wake my PA up and they want to talk to me and they can't get to me at that time. I feel like if we have a community where we are able to share, to comfort one another, it does not necessarily have to be me who speaks to people all the time. So if we're in a group or in a community, we can actually help one another and be able to reach out to one another as we are, you know. Maybe somebody who's going through something is closer to where you are compared to where I'm at, meaning that you can be able to help them even in my absence, you know. So this WhatsApp group, the community group that we're going to be building, it's going to be for that purpose, for us to hold each other's hands, to help each other heal, to help each other become better people. So if you can just click on my bio, you will see there's a number, there's a 081 number there that you can just use to say hi on WhatsApp, say who you are, and then they will add you on the group, because it's going to be very strict, because I don't just want to be adding everybody there, because I don't want it to turn into like a chaos, like a chaotic situation. So we want to be sure that the purpose of the group is for us to hold each other's hands virtually, so he'll be each other's helping hand whenever it is necessary for us to reach out to one another. So this WhatsApp group is something that I actually had to pray about, because I was like, Lord, I need to find a way that we can help other people and reach, like, can we extend this hand where I don't have to be the only one that carries this load, but have a community of people that we're gonna help each other. So if you would like to be part of that WhatsApp group, just check the number that is on my bio, and then yeah, send a hi and tell them that you would like to be added to the to the WhatsApp group. It's Madam Speaker Community. You'll be added to that group, and we'll see how we can help each other in any area of our life where we need to help each other. With that being said, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you.